I think I just bought a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo for $20,000 at auction. What? So we may find treasures.
Do they have kids?
We may not find treasures. Do I dare open the refrigerator?
No, why would you?
Let's see. Oh God, don't breathe it in. Don't breathe it in, that's all black mold. He was in the military, he owns guns, and apparently tried to murder his girlfriend or fiance or something, and her daughter too? What the frig did I just get into? I'm going into the master. I think this is blood spatter. I think that right there was a room full of blood because you can see the mold. Welcome back to my real estate series where a lot of you guys started subscribing because of this house behind me, our foreclosure home that I had to evict a squatter from. And the reason I purchased it, that right there. Now to just give you an update, we are getting a pool. We have painted the house. Windows finally go in 8 months later this week. So we'll have an update on this house at some point. But today's video is not about that. Let's scoot over to show you what I just bought. All right, we're here. Let's see what I just bought. There is security and I've already gone through once before and it was really difficult. But there's a trick to getting in here, which I'm not gonna tell you. If I don't have a code, I'm not a member yet, there is a way to get in. I can't say it out loud though. And we are in. Let's check this place out. All right, we have a golf course right here, and right there is the condo. All right, the blinds are closed, and we have a lock on the door. Do I dare knock and see if anybody's here? So for 3 months now, I've been teasing you about a murder condo, saying, oh, the murder condo, the murder condo. Well, that is this series. Welcome to our murder condo series. This is crazy, crazy, crazy story. Now, I'm gonna teach you in this series how to buy tax foreclosed homes, how to buy HOA foreclosed homes. Crazy, HOAs can foreclose on homes. Yes, that's what happened to this condo. And then also just generally like bank owned foreclosed homes. I'm gonna show you the process. Now in this one, I bought this condo behind me. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, laundry room, office. I paid $20,000 for it because the HOA was able to foreclose on it because the previous owner stopped paying his HOA dues. That is nuts to me how much power HOAs have. Now this property sold in 2023 for $287,000. Now there is still an existing mortgage on this property from the previous owner, but there's a crazy backstory as to why the mortgage isn't being paid and also the HOA dues aren't gonna be paid. Now we're either going to score on this thing and own it for 20 grand, or we can sell it and pay off the mortgage and keep the equity left, the balance from the mortgage and the sales price. Now I'm gonna get into how you can buy properties like this, what to watch out for when doing it, because there's a lot of risk you can take. But realistically, I spent $20,000 to potentially make $200,000. It's nuts. Now, before I dive into why I keep calling it the murder condo, let's jump all the way to the beginning and start the story from ground zero. So if you've been following along, you know that I bought this behind me at a foreclosure auction. It was a bank foreclosure. We're getting the windows in now. The house is almost complete. And I purchased this from the county through the bank that had the original mortgage on this property. Now this one was a little bit easier because it was listed for sale for $1.5 million while it was in foreclosure. So I was able to call my realtor and look at this property so I knew what it was that I was purchasing in advance. And while we're renovating this home, we're bringing these back to life, and this is just the absolute dream. I love it here. Now in the next scene, I'm gonna walk you through how I purchased this home online through the foreclosure website, and also how I got this HOA condo for $20,000. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna teach you how I did it. So you can see, like in my county, we have a website. I can go right online. I've already been to the courthouse. I left a deposit equivalent of 10% of what I wanna bid up to on any property that I wanna bid on. Now we've already done a tax deeded property. You can see how that worked in another video. And then we've also done a bank foreclosure, which is the house we're in right now. This time we're doing an HOA foreclosure, meaning the HOA, crazy, has the power to foreclose on a property if you don't pay your HOA dues. So that's what's going on in this auction right now. Now, if I go to my county website, I can see what's coming up in December. So I'll click on December, and I can see that there's 4 auctions coming up in my county. Now there's one in my town. So plaintiff max bid, if we look right here, Plaintiff max bid 28,354. That is so low, meaning like it could be a bank mortgage, but it's most likely an HOA foreclosure because of the amount. If they owed like 150, 200, 300, 400,000, that's most likely a mortgage. But the assessed value is 201. So for it to be worth 201 in my town, that is probably a condo. So we're just gonna look up this address real quick and see what it is. So if I copy it, I can paste it into Google and see what it is. So we're gonna go here, and it is on Zillow, and it is listed as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet, which is essentially what I just bought for $215,000 is the Zestimate. That's roughly what they think it is worth. Now I can go here and look down and actually get, here's an image of what the other areas look like. So it is a condo, a dated condo. I can get the address, I can get the location, and if we zoom down here, I can actually get the price history. So it's sold in 2005 for $172. The property taxes are roughly $1,400, and the tax assessment is at $126, and that'll be reassessed after you make your purchase. So now we know all the info in the condo. Now, as a hobby, a really expensive hobby or potentially lucrative hobby, I scroll the county tax assessor's websites for foreclosures. What's coming up as a foreclosure in my county? They're all over the place. And because I sold my home, I have the cash. Now with foreclosures, you need to have the cash or at least an investor behind you because you need to pay for these properties right away, like within 24 hours. Sometimes you have 30 days, but you have to have cash. No financing, no inspections. You buy it, you own it. That's what happened with this condo. I bid on it, I was the high bidder, and now I own this condo. It has to be paid for right away. Now I make plenty of mistakes. I don't really have a mentor teaching me how to do these things. So I learn from reading, I learn from watching, and I learn from trial and error. And in every error I make, I show you so you learn what to do and what not to do. And I try to be as transparent as possible. If I make a mistake, if I get burned, if I lose money, I tell you so it doesn't happen to you. But I also show you what works so you can do that as well. Let's go back to my condo and I can show you what I was looking at. So we're gonna go here and you can get an idea of what the condo community looks like and some aerial views of the golf course. And you can see this is actually not mine, this is my neighbor's, so we can get an idea of what their condo looks like. Even if your condo or home that you're interested in doesn't show up, you can still get an idea of the area and the layout of similar homes as well as property values. So this one is listed at $265,000. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. So it's very similar to the one I'm purchasing. So I should expect if I list it for $260, we're gonna be the lowest one in the community. I can actually see that this price was reduced by $20,000 in October. It's not a great sign, and it's also been on the market for 217 days. So it's only been viewed 119 times in 217 days. That's not a great thing for my community at 265, but that is pretty low for what homes are going for in my area. So I want to give you an update on the foreclosure house that we bought with the squatter that we had to evict. Last video we made, we were waiting 6 months for windows to show up. Well, we're on month 8 and they finally arrived. Check this out. New French doors, new windows, we're halfway through. So these are the old ones, those are the new ones. Old ones are getting replaced tomorrow with those, which I'm really excited about, and it just keeps going through the house. Now I sold my house in New Hampshire a year and a half ago. I closed a few of my businesses. I moved to Florida. I set up new bank accounts, new house, new renovations. There's money coming in and going out from everywhere, mostly out. That's why it's important to have a balance sheet. If you add up all of your income, your investments, your savings, and then deduct all of your debts and expenses, what are you worth? And that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's an app you can download for your phone. Subscriptions and monthly bills, they increase without you ever noticing. It's hard to keep track of all of it. So whether you're saving for your first home or you're just trying to create a budget and want to know where your money is coming in and going out of, that's where Monarch Money can help you. It's private and it's ad-free. It syncs with over 13,000 banks and institutions. It's fast and secure setup. You can download it to your phone or your tablet, link your credit cards, your brokerage firms, all of your accounts in one area. You can see all your spending, your net worth, your debt payoff progress, and recurring bills in one view. You and your partner can use this app together to create budgeting. Just know where your finances are coming from and going to. So a special thanks to Monarch for partnering with me in today's video. If you want to try it for yourself and get all of your finances in order, you can get 50% off of your first year by using my link in the description down below. There's also a QR code that you can scan right here and use code WHEELS50 when signing up for your free trial. You get 50% off your first year as well. Thank you, Monarch, and thank you to all of you for supporting my channel and supporting me. Let's get on with the video. Let's go to my auction results. So you you can see the winning bid was $20,000 even, clerk fee $307. I owe, the balance is $19,447 after my deposit, and I won it. And I won it back in June. If I click on the case ID, I can scroll down. Now let's say he has no mortgage on this property. I just bought a $260,000 property for 20 grand. That happens. Condos are typically owned by old people, and that can happen. Now, if I scroll down the final judgment amount and you just keep going through the info, I can find out if there is a bank note or a lien on the property, which looks like there is. Now again, get yourself a real estate attorney, do that research for you if you don't know how to do it, or teach you how to do it. That way you can do it on the next one. So first thing we need to do after winning this auction is pay for it. There is a sense of urgency to make sure this thing gets paid. Now you saw me purchase a piece of land, which I thought had a house on it. You saw me purchase my foreclosure waterfront property. Now I'm purchasing a condo. When I say there's sense of urgency, the previous owner still owns that property. They have the right to pay for it in full. And if they get there before I do, it's still theirs. Now I paid 20 grand for this place. If the original owner gets to the courthouse before I do and pays that 20 grand, then I don't own this condo. So we need to get a check and get it to the courthouse before they do. Okay, we're good. $20,000 in change. Closing costs, fees, tax stamps, doc stamps, all that stuff. I have a check for all of it. One check made out to my county. Now what's cool, the condo is right there, right across from the bank. So maybe we can go over there and see what it looks like for the first time. Why for the first time? Because it's a gated community. I can't actually get in there to look at anything. So the tough part about looking at gated community properties with HOAs is the security. You have to break past security to look at those things. You definitely can't get inside the properties. Now with my house, that house was listed for sale. So I was able to get in the house prior to it going to auction because it was on the MLS. It was open to the public. This place, however, is not. It is behind a security guard, it is behind a fence, and it is locked tight. It was never for sale. So the only pictures I got were from the previous MLS listing back in 2023. So I got to see what the inside of the condo looked like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. Let's see if we can get in there. I did buy it. I won the auction. Maybe they'll let me in. Hey again, I'm just turning around. Sorry. See you later. Yeah, so I'm just gonna turn around now, I guess. This HOA, at least the security guards are strict and it's safe. I'm just turning around and they wouldn't let me in. So I showed them the check. I showed them the auction slip and all my documentation. Like I'm the owner of the LLC that purchased the condo at auction, and I showed them the auction docs. Hard no, they will not let me in. So we still have not seen this place. So let's go to the courthouse, pay for it, see what they give me, and try to get back in here. I just left the courthouse and realized that I don't have the check because the people at the guard shack that asked me for my paperwork, I gave it to them. The check was in the paperwork. I want it's gone! I want it's gone! I don't know how I could be so stupid. Like you'd almost think this is dramatized for YouTube. Bank of America is right there. I had a check for $20,000 from Bank of America right there. I went right here and I tucked the check in the paperwork because it was pouring rain. I didn't want the check to get wet. So I tucked it in the paperwork, ran to my car right there, got in, drove to right here, handed them the paperwork, all of it, forgot that I put the check in it because I'm absent-minded. They looked at it, they handed it back to me, and then I went to the courthouse and then there's no check. I'm not saying they did anything, but what happened from there to the courthouse, I never once got out of the car. I got in the car and then I got out of the car at the courthouse. Somehow in between 1, 2, 3, the check is missing. And Bank of America, I've already been to, it's not there, nobody turned it in, and they can't cancel it because it's a certified check. They said it has to wait 90 days, and if it's not cleared within 90 days, then they'll redeposit the money back. So I just lost literally $20,000 for 90 days, which is crazy. Crazy that that's the alternative. I guess that's why certified checks are so safe. I dumped that bag out. I went through every seat in my car. I looked everywhere. There is no check. The only time that envelope was out, not even an envelope because they didn't put an envelope, the only time that paperwork was out was when it was in there, in their hands. I'm back where I left off, and there is no check around here. I could have potentially fallen out. Oh, wait. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. 19,000 fell out and blew in the wind. Hour and a half of my own wasted time. I did it. No one else to blame but myself. It's crazy. Paid for $19,477.50 plus my deposit, which puts me at $20,477.50 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house that's roughly 1,300 square feet in a 2 golf course community. Amazing. Now, because I made the payment, I have to wait 10 days for the judge to issue the title. If there are no objections, which there probably should be, so I should expect that there should be objections, because who's going to give up their house for $20,000? But if there are no objections, then I get the title issued to me. It's mine. I can get people out, or speak to them and give them cash for keys, or work with them to help them get out or relocate, or just rent it to them generally. Chances are they're not going to rent it though, because they're already back. They're already not paying, so why would they pay me? So we wait 10 days to find out what happens. If they do an objection, file an objection, my attorney's office is right there. So I call her and she takes care of the rest for me. Nice and easy. I don't want to do this stuff by myself anymore. Let the pros deal with it. This is my first time really dealing with an HOA. Like my rental, I had to submit approval and like a processing fee when I moved into our first house down here, but that was simple. Here, there's like so many hoops I have to jump through. I need like an app on my phone. I need to be approved for the app, and then I need a permit for my car, and they require registration, insurance, and my driver's license. Let's go inside and like see what I can find out about this place. Whoa. I got a backstory on this place, which is nuts. That woman gave me a lot of information. First of all, she said she thinks the guy that lived there owned the place, which is amazing, like no mortgage. If he has no mortgage, which I saw a mortgage on the county website, saw a bank, but she said she thinks he owns the place and paid cash for it, which for an older person, there's a very good chance he could have downgraded from his home and bought a condo for $287,000 cash, meaning if I bought it for HOA dues, 20 grand, and there was no loan, I own that place outright. It is mine for 20 grand. I just hit the lottery. I don't believe that to be true, but that's what she said. That's part one. Part two, apparently this guy was like, he owns guns. He was in the military, he owns guns, and apparently tried to murder his girlfriend or fiance or something, and her daughter too? What the frig did I just get into? So he's in jail. She said he's incarcerated. That's why the HOA dues haven't been paid. I wish I never really have a lack of words on camera. I don't really know what to say. So I was told that maybe the sister is living there now, but the girlfriend died, the daughter left, and the guy is in jail, I think, right now. Did she die in the condo? What the did I just buy? I need a minute to soak this in. All right, I absorbed that. I am not going to get a deed from the county for 10 days, meaning I can't bring anything to them for 10 days to actually get into the property. So if there's anybody living there, they get to live there for free for 10 days and they can do whatever. They can rob the place, they can take every appliance, they can destroy the place, they can do whatever. I have nothing I can do for 10 days because it takes the county 10 days from the day I pay for it to process the title or the deed. But I will get a deed. So for the $20,000 that I just paid, I will get a deed in the name of my LLC. And if there is, in fact, no mortgage, again, I just hit the effing lottery. But I did see a mortgagee on the county website, so that's probably not realistic. But fingers crossed. It never works out that way, but maybe it will. In the meantime, let's go back to my office and Google this place. See what's going on. I have the person's name, the previous owner's name now, so I can Google his name and get a backstory on this condo. What am I in for? We'll find out more in 10 days too. And we'll get into the condo in 10 days and see what it actually looks like. So this is crazy. I just a quick Google search. There's so much on Google, and AI came up with my answer. In December 2023, a double shooting occurred, which resulted in 2 women being injured, but no fatalities. The suspect was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. Details of the incident. Date and location. The incident occurred in the evening of Thursday, December 21st, 2023. Victims, 2 women. The suspect's 65-year-old fiance and her adult daughter were shot. Both victims survived their injuries and were reported to be in stable condition at the hospital. Suspect is 60, was arrested at the scene after a standoff with the Martin County Sheriff's Office and SWAT team. He was described by authorities as heavily intoxicated and suffering from mental illness. The motive, according to the Sheriff's Office, an argument escalated when he demanded sex from his fiancée, which she refused. He then retrieved a firearm and shot her in the neck. As both women were attempted to flee the home, he shot them again, striking the fiancée in the shoulder and the buttocks. I got shot in the buttocks. They said it was $1 million wound, but the government must keep that money because I've never seen any of it. That's ill taste. It's Craig, don't do that. But what movie was that from? He shot them again, striking the fiance in the shoulder and buttocks and her daughter in the shoulder. The woman made it to the neighbor's home to call 911. The charges, he faces 2 counts of attempted murder. The incident was investigated as an attempted murder case, not a murder, as both victims survived. And it is just all over the internet. Mother and daughter shot after mother refuses fiance's sexual. Man charged in shooting of 2 women. Man shoots girlfriend in the neck and then aims at her daughter. Man faces 2 counts of attempted murder. Engaged Florida man arrested for shooting his girlfriend and her daughter. It is just all over the news. Wow, I did not see this when I Googled the address originally. That is crazy. So I just left the condo and I wanted to get a little bit more information. So the only people I really know is from the HOA Association. So I came to the HOA Association to maybe pick their brain to see what's going on this property a little bit more. I will only give the information that is public, although this is probably as private and personal as it could be. But the girlfriend died. There was an attempted murder in the condo, double. She didn't die in the condo. She died of cancer. I'm not gonna make light of any of this. She died of cancer. She passed away a while, like 6 months ago. The daughter has since moved somewhere else, and apparently the sister lived there and I think ransacked the entire place. I guess he owned a bunch of guns and some other stuff, but from what I'm told, the sister lived there and she was supposed to clean it out and went through the entire place. I'm assuming she only took anything of value, so I'm probably gonna find just nastiness in that condo when we get in there. So there is nobody living there, which is great. What that means is it's gonna save me minimum 30 days, up to 4 or 5 months of eviction process with the courts and money, attorney fees and everything else. So we don't have to evict anybody. So I can just call a locksmith and get in there and see what we're in store for. So let's head back to my office, call a locksmith and see what we need to do to get him out, how much it's gonna cost, and can a locksmith just open a door for somebody? Is that how that works? I don't even know. It is official. I have the deed. I went to the HOA. I showed them my registration. I showed them my insurance. I showed them my driver's license. I got the app on my phone. I now have a code to get into the condo. All right, we're here. Let's see what I just bought. There is security, and I've already gone through once before, and it was really difficult. But there's a trick to getting in here, which I'm not going to tell you. If I don't have a code, I'm not a member yet, there is a way to get in. I can't say it out loud though. And we are in. Let's check this place out. All right, we have a golf course right here, and right there is the condo. All right, the blinds are closed, and we have a lock on the door. Do I dare knock and see if anybody's here? I don't have the code to open this, but why would that be there? It hasn't been for sale. There's no notice of foreclosure here. So someone's either still paying the mortgage or there's no mortgage on it. The blinds are shut on all the windows. Now we already know that someone here had a gun. Do I even dare peek in windows? That could be pretty scary. And are we gonna have to deal with another eviction? Blinds are shut. I can't even peek in those windows. Let's go around the back. This is probably not a great idea, although it is my property. Probably not safe for me to be doing this stuff. The AC looks pretty new. Blinds are down, nothing. I don't dare go in that screen patio. I'm gonna leave that alone. But there is furniture there. So if somebody is living there, I'm probably gonna have to go through that exact same process that I did in my house that I'm living in now, where we go through the courts and they fight me and I have to evict somebody with the sheriff. That took 4 months while they were being difficult. Best case is 30 days. Fingers crossed the sister doesn't live there anymore. I don't really know, but definitely the girlfriend, the daughter, and the owner do not live there anymore. In best case scenario, I just call a locksmith and unlock the doors and see what's going on in there. This out though, we have a golf course literally in my backyard. Condos here, golf course right here, and apparently it was just renovated, all 18 holes. Yeah, this is nice. And I just took up golfing within the past year. I'm still learning. Not great, but getting there, and this will be a big help. This might be my sanctuary. Condo all to myself on a golf course. I might not even tell my wife I bought this place. Just be my hangout place. Hey, nice Camaro. And then we have a clubhouse. Let's go check out the clubhouse. This is nice. This entrance reminds me of Caddyshack when Rodney Dangerfield pulled up in his Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I can't park my car, get my bags, and put on some weight, will you?
Ooh, nice. Spa, bar restaurant, function hall, pro shop. What's this? Men's bathroom and then a pool hall? I'm part of all this. Is all at my leisure now. I can use all of it. Oh, this is sharp. I like this place. And it's all at my leisure. And I'm allowed to use all of this. Wow, I love Florida. Bar and restaurant. Again. Oh, Florida's incredible. Look at this weather. Look at the greenery, landscape, whatever you call all this. I'm having some real word finding problems today. Flora, fauna, that's the word I was looking for. And then something else I love about Florida is that just how casual supercars are everywhere. It's a Z06, just what an incredible car. I know people are gonna hate on me that I just called this a supercar. It is. 5.5 liter flat plane crank, carbon fiber spoiler, mid-engine. This is unreal. That car sounds like a supercar. It performs like a supercar. It is track ready, and these are everywhere. Florida's awesome. Well, first day on the property, and I've already had my first nosy neighbor HOA headache experience.
It's my neighbor.
I just got yelled at with a camera in my face, just throwing trash out in my dumpster that is now mine to use. And the guy behind me popped out of his condo, phone in my face like this. This your dumpster to be using? You live here? You know we pay for this, right? I'm like, sir, my name's Craig. I'm your new neighbor. I just bought this. I wish I had my camera out. Oh, all right. Yeah, well, you know, we have a lot of people throwing their trash out, so I'm just making sure that you aren't one of them. I don't deal with confrontation well because I tend to get, like, I'm typically pretty calm, but when someone shoves a camera in my face, I don't handle it well. I was pretty freaking calm about it, and as soon as I told him that I lived here, he was better. But just don't do this to people. It's not cool. I don't do it to people. Don't do it to people. It's instant aggression. It's uncool. It sounded pretty bad. I don't know what happened.
Get the fuck out of my face!
I don't love rules, and I definitely don't love HOAs, so this isn't a great start. Well, it doesn't seem like anybody's here today. Door is locked. I don't have a key, so I guess the next step is to just call a locksmith and see what I need to do to change that lockout so I can get in and see what we're in for. Well, I just got off the phone with the locksmith. Super simple. It was $175 for him to go out to the property. He's already in the area. He's going to unlock it. I had to give him a copy of my driver's license and show him proof that I own the LLC that owns the property. So I showed him the deed, the registry of my LLC, and then my driver's license. He's gonna go over there and then unlock it and cut a new key for me and leave it there for me. So we'll be able to get in the next scene. Now there's something else about this too that you have to look out for as the locksmith, because a locksmith and a sheriff was literally just shot and killed last week in our area over an eviction. So beware. Again, this is a condo that we know has a violent person that lived there. We know there are guns on site, or at least were. You may want a sheriff there. Now, I'm not in the area I have to shoot out. The locksmith is going to go on his own. The place is vacant, so I don't really have to worry about it. But if you're going to get a locksmith to go in a property, be careful. Make sure you know what you're getting into because it can be dangerous. I mean, this just happened a week ago. Both locksmith and the sheriff were shot on site by just trying to get into a foreclosed home and evict a squatter. It's nuts. So beware if you're getting yourself into these situations. Sheriffs are here, knocking on the doors, nobody's answering, but also our car's not here. So I might have to break into this house. So I just stand back and let them do their job. I'm actually pretty nervous. This is my first time ever doing anything like this. All right, so I can't get Kendall on camera because she just got out of the pool and has a big towel on her head. But I have another surprise. I was scrolling through the county appraiser website and a property went up for foreclosure, which I bought for a total of $20,000. It is a condo, not a house. Apparently is a solid backstory, which I'll get into, but the previous owner's incarcerated and I bought it for the HOA fees. So I covered the back fees on it and it's now ours. We have a key, which I'll explain to later. We had to have a locksmith come out and change the locks to my keys, and I did the HOA application. I was approved, and we're going into our new condo right now, and you're gonna come out with me. Now, I was told that, again, long backstory, which I'll get into in a minute, but nobody's lived in this place, and it was abandoned back in December, so 8 months ago, it was abandoned. You guys are gonna see it along with me. Chase, you wanna do the honors? Ready, Kendall? I won't get you on camera. What are we in for? I'm thinking we're gonna get punched in the face with a smell. I don't even know.
Is this gonna be like the house in Meredith?
It could be.
We have bought 3 houses like this now.
Yeah.
3, and all of them worked out so far, right? 2 of the 3. We're gonna find out about this one soon. How's it smell, Chase? Oh, little musty, but it's not like odor and animals, no dead animals. Everything in this house is ours. We own everything. So all this furniture, all this bed, there's a bed, that could be Chase's bed. All of this is ours. So we may find treasures.
Do they have kids?
We may not find treasures.
If we find cash, I don't want it. Hey, my pleasure, my treasure.
If we find cash, it's my cash.
If you find Legos,
It
it's
just smells
mine.
musty. It doesn't smell bad. What's in there, Kendall? A bathroom, a laundry. We got a washing machine. We got some Swiffers. Again, oh, nice kitchen. Everything in here is ours. We have a back porch.
Oh my gosh, look at that bread.
Don't touch anything. Just bread?
Bread is
Let's see the bread. Look at that bread. Oh my God. Do I dare open the refrigerator?
No, why would you even do that?
Let's see. Oh God, don't breathe it in. Don't breathe it in. That's all black mold.
What the hell is that? What smells so bad?
Just curiosity. Now the coolest thing we found was this chest. I couldn't get rid of this chest, but if you open this up, right here, we had to pick a lock. These are like, there were newspapers from the 50s, old photo albums. There was no treasure, but like, look at this picture right here. See that boy with the old plates? We found his hat, which was pretty cool. So this is his hat. Oh, I don't want to be gentle with it. Leather wrapped in here. So I thought that was pretty neat. That's about the coolest thing we found in this chest. And going into the master, I think this is blood spatter. I think that right there was at one point blood, because you can see the mold. So while we've been working on getting into that murder condo, this place has also been under construction as well. In one of my previous videos, I told you we're waiting 8 months for windows to come in. Well, they finally arrived. Windows, doors, just completely changed the look of this place. It's been painted. We did the trim, which didn't match anything until the windows went in, so I feel a lot better about it. New lighting, new windows, new doors, new paint, new floors, new kitchen, new bathroom, and then just a pool coming. This place is really gonna be amazing, but there's one little caveat. Check this out right here, and we noticed it last night. Bathroom shower window frosted, other bathroom window crystal clear. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. So the bathroom is unfortunately not gonna be able to be used for a while until a fogged bathroom window comes in. I showered in complete darkness last night, so nobody can see inside, but that's a little strange. Now our next video, we're gonna start renovating this condo. We're gonna try to bring it back to life. We're gonna do paint. The floors and cabinets and counters already look great, so we're gonna clean up everything and try to make it look as nice as possible for as little as possible. Now, I mentioned to you in this video, there is a mortgage on the property. It's not in my name, it is in the previous owner's name. So it is not in foreclosure yet. There's no county records of foreclosure, but I assume I'm gonna get a foreclosure letter at some point in this series, and he will be in foreclosure, not in me, but that property will be in foreclosure. So I own a second position on that property. Meaning the original mortgagor has first position on that property. They have the right to foreclose and take that property back. Now what it's worth versus what the mortgage is, there's some equity there. So now if it doesn't go into foreclosure, I can rent this place out, make a profit every single month until it eventually goes into foreclosure. If there was no mortgage on it, then I just bought a $260,000 condo for $20,000, but there is a mortgage on it. Until the bank forecloses on it in the other person's name, I own it. I own the title, I have the deed in my hand, I can rent it out. I can also come up with agreements with the bank to see how they can handle it. So for example, if I want to keep this property and they didn't have a big principal, I could refinance that loan or try to assume the loan if they have a great rate. Now in the past few years, people had rates as low as 2.5%. If they have that low of a rate and I'm able to assume that loan on a really low principal, it's worth the value for me to take over that property and keep it. I have that option as well. If there's equity in the property, which there is, I can keep the difference and pay the loan off with all the attorney fees, and that equity is mine. So we make the profit on the property, we pay the bank note off, so he doesn't go into foreclosure, I get the profits, and it only cost me $20,000 plus short renovations. So in our next video, we're gonna get into this property, we're gonna start renovating it, bring it back to life, and there's a couple bumps and bruises along the way. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you wanna see part 2, and also just a like when you hit the thumbs up down below is a big help to our videos. And I want to give a special thanks to all of you for supporting my channel, and a special thanks to Monarch Money. Again, if you want to get your finances in order and organized and know what's coming in and what's going out, definitely check out the link in the description. Thank you, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Adios.